Hello everyone, welcome back to this video series on Introduction to R Programming for Clinical SAS Programmers. In this series, we are exploring SAS programming feature alternatives in R Tidyverse package. So in this video, we will see how to rename variables. So let's say we have this input data set in which there are two rows, one for Alfred and one for Alice, and there are variables called name, sex, age, height, and weight. So let's say I want to rename the variable named age to age underscore years and height to height underscore in, which is in stands for inches. So how do we do it in SAS? So there are like multiple ways we can do it in SAS. We can make use of rename statement or rename is equal to dataset option. So the rename is equal to dataset option can be used on the set statement or even on the data statement here. So let's see, we are trying to rename it using the rename statement. So how do we do it? So we name the old variable name. We mention the name of the old variable on the left hand side of the is equal to sign followed by the new variable name. And if we want to rename more than one, so we need to separate them by a space and then add the name of the old variable followed by the name of the new variable on the right hand side. So how do we do it in R? So in our tidyverse package, we have a function called rename. So the syntax for it is, so you need to, the first argument for it is the name of the input data set and followed by the variables you want to rename. One important change that when compared to SAS is, so in SAS we name the original variable name on the left hand side and the new variable name on the right hand side. But here in our rename function, so it is kind of opposite. So we need to specify the new name on the left hand side and the old name on the right hand side. And if we want to rename more than one variable, we need to separate each of those instances separated by a comma. So the syntax is rename, name of the input data set, followed by the new name of the first variable you want to rename, and followed by the old name separated by comma, new name of the second variable that you want to rename, followed by the old name. So this is maybe quite confusing in the beginning, but we'll have to just remember that it is kind of opposite when compared to SAS renaming syntax. So this is how you rename variables in R. So let's go to the demo now. So let us now keep the R and SAS environment side by side. So here, let me delete the temporary datasets that I have created from the previous instances. Now I have my input dataset created. This has 5 variables: name, sex, age, height, and weight. So from this, I want to rename age to age underscore years and height to height underscore years. So as SAS is not case sensitive, I am using the variable names, even the old and new variable names in all lowercase. So but as R is case sensitive, so we need to uh, specify the exact text how we want the variables to appear like. So let's run this. I think let's call this dataset as renamed and use our class dataset as input. So here I am specifying the old name followed by is equal to followed by the new name. Similarly for the second variable. So let us try to execute this program and then open the rename dataset. Now if we see, we'll have the same number of variables and same number of observations, but the new name for age is age underscore years and new name for height is height underscore in. So we have renamed the variables in SAS. So how do we do it in R? So we are using rename function. So we are using class dataset as input and we are specifying the new name on the left hand side of the is equal to sign followed by the name of the old variable, and similarly for height, new name on the left hand side and old name on the right hand side. So let us select all of this code and then try to execute things. So in class we have 2 observations and 5 variables. In renamed also we have 2 observations and 5 variables. But if we take a look at the data set, so in the class we have it as age and height, but whereas in renamed it is age underscore years and height underscore years. So one additional thing to remember that it is the variable names are case sensitive here in R. Thank you for watching and keep learning.